Today we're going to try Wow Bao, Chinese-style barbecue pork bao buns. Now, this is something that is very interesting to me solely because of a video game called Sleeping Dogs and one character in that game. Well, I guess he's not one character because there's multiple of them, but like when you run around the streets, there's vendors that sell pork buns, and they just constantly are trying to sell you pork buns. You know, you need a pork bun in your mouth. What are you doing without a pork bun? Things like that. And yeah, that made me really want to try one of these. And since I've never had a traditional one, we're going to try a frozen one. Steam bun filled with roasted pork, green onions, ginger, garlic, and Chinese-inspired barbecue sauce. Now, on the back, there are two instructions. There's a stovetop steam instruction, which is probably the way you're supposed to do it, but I'm not going to do that. Below it is microwave instructions. Remove bao from plastic, place frozen bao. Do not remove paper on microwave safe plate and cover with damp paper towel. For best results, microwave individually, 50 seconds for one bao, 1 minute 20 seconds for two bao. So they say to microwave individually and then give you instructions for how to do two. So I guess that's a do-at-your-own risk. Carefully remove from microwave and allow bao to cool slightly. Remove bao paper and enjoy. Then we've got a little blurb here. Since 2003, Wow Bao has delivered restaurant-quality Asian street food to the comfort of your kitchen. From bao to pot stickers to soup dumplings, our craveable products can be prepared in minutes. So let me open it up and show you what it looks like. But we essentially have, what is it? We got 4 in here for a total of 10 ounces. So 4 2.5-ounce baos. For $7.47 at my local grocery store, which was H-E-B, but you can get these at Walmart and a bunch of other places for around that same price, $7-8 bucks. So here's the package. Oh, and this is the reason why. So they encourage you, very interesting, they encourage you to do one at a time, but they ship them in packages of 2. And they have their own little separate paper, so I guess that's the way it's supposed to go. Remove from plastic, do not remove paper. So I'll remove these from plastic, do not remove paper. Place on paper plates, or regular plate, I guess in this case. That's the paper, and microwave it. So yeah, these feel interesting. I'm hoping that they come out, from what I understand, they should be kind of like fluffy, which is going to be very hard from the microwave, but we'll see. Fluffy kind of bread with, you know, a very hearty filling on the inside. So we'll see what it looks like on the inside after I'm done microwaving it. All right, I got my bao here fresh out of the microwave in my damp towel. Here we go with the paper. I've let it sit about 5 minutes in the hopes that this will not burn my mouth when I open it. Sorry about the squeaky chair, but I'm going to rip it in half here. Kind of show y'all what it looks like on the inside. That doesn't look too bad, ratio of filling. I was expecting worse. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. You can probably see the steam coming off of it. At least I can. But let's taste it because I am hungry. Still hot. Very interesting one. I don't really know how to explain the bao bun part, other than it's a bun. It's like there to hold the meat in, but there's like no taste to it. I don't think I've ever tasted something or eaten something that had so little taste to it. I was like trying to eat the bun by itself to get something to say about it, but I really couldn't. There's nothing there. It's all about the pork, and it is that kind of like Chinese barbecue pork, which I genuinely enjoy. That it has that taste of the Chinese barbecue pork that you would get chopped up into fried rice, barbecue fried rice, which I greatly enjoy. But it also definitely has the taste of cheap pork as well, and the texture. There's a little bit of chewy fattiness going on, at least in the one that I ate, that took it to a level that I didn't really appreciate. Like, I know there's going to be some of that, like there has to be. But when you get a piece that you're chewing and chewing and chewing and then you just have to eventually spit out, that's not ideal in something like this. You know, a pork bun that's ideally like a snack or a quick lunch or something like that. Getting that kind of gristly fat in there sucks. But to be fair, you know, that could be an exception to the rule, and it wasn't like the overall whole bun was like that, but even one bite in that out of, the one bun that I ate is not a good hit to miss ratio, so to speak. But I will say they did put a decent amount of pork in there. I do like the flavor, but again, it has that kind of cheap barbecue flavor. It tastes like microwaved, like frozen Chinese food. Like it has that taste to it. It's not like elevated above. It doesn't. This brand is not really stepping out of that kind of lower quality pork product realm. But they do have a decent sauce. Maybe a little bit too sweet. My real problem is that like there's nothing blowing me away here. Like I guess maybe I was expecting more than what they could deliver. But as it is, it's a decent snack, I suppose, but I would probably never buy it again because there's nothing here that's very compelling. It's just like kind of like it should be a cheap snack, but it's not cheap. $7.47 for 4 of these is not cheap. You're paying a premium because it's a Chinese product, I guess, and not many people make pork buns, but maybe somebody else will step in and make pork buns that are a little bit better because these are utilitarian, I guess would be the way to put it. Even though I've never had a better one, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that these are pretty mediocre in terms of the pork bun game. And yeah, it'd be nice to have something better, but as it is, I guess it's nice to try. I'm glad, I guess, that I tried it, but I honestly can't say, like, if somebody asks me if I've ever had a pork bun, I'll just say, yeah, I've had a frozen one, I guess, but I don't think that really counts. That's going to be my answer because that's how it feels. That's the vibe this product is giving off of, like cheap copycat, but they're charging too much for it. So with that, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 because it's okay, it's good, it's decent. It tastes all right. Again, the texture issue, the fattiness of the pork is a problem. But if that wasn't there, I again say it's a perfectly mediocre frozen pork product. But there's nothing special here. There's the bao bun is not really doing anything. I guess the texture, the way it microwaved, it did come out fluffy. So I guess I'll give them that. But it really doesn't matter when there's no taste. So yeah, Wow Bao barbecue pork buns, pork baos. 3 out of 5. I guess it's all right, but there's really no reason for you to ever buy them because why? And with that, I'll see you all next time.